Have you ever wondered how an Olympic swimmer can glide through the water without breathing, while their heart still beats, their body still longs for oxygen? The secret isn't only in their strength, it lies in their breath. Something so small, yet it decides between victory and defeat, between vitality and exhaustion. When we were young, breathing was effortless. We inhaled, exhaled, never giving it a thought. But after 60, we begin to notice. Our breaths become shorter, our heart beats differently. And sometimes, a single flight of stairs feels like a mountain. Then we see Olympic swimmers. They move under the water like dancers, holding their breath for what feels like forever, then rising up, taking one calm, deep breath. So serene, so composed. And we can't help but ask ourselves, what allows them to control their breathing so perfectly? Today, I want to share a story with you. Not just about sports, but about how human beings learn to slow down, to breathe deeper, and to feel the pulse of life inside every breath. There's a quote from Bob Bowman, the American coach of the legendary Michael Phelps. He once said, "The best swimmer isn't the fastest one, it's the one who breathes best." You see, in the water, everything changes. When you swim, your body demands oxygen more than ever. Your muscles are working, your heart is racing, but you can't breathe whenever you want to. An Olympic swimmer has to fight against instinct, that primal urge to inhale, to survive. And to do that, they must learn to control their breath, like an artist conducting the rhythm of their own heartbeat. Scientists call this hypoxic training, training in a state of limited oxygen. When oxygen is scarce, the body learns to use it more efficiently. The heart grows stronger, the lungs expand, and the mind becomes steadier. But the most fascinating part isn't physical, it's mental. When you hold your breath, the first thing you have to conquer isn't the lack of air. It's fear. The fear of suffocating, the fear of losing control, the fear of not being able to continue. And in that exact moment, breathing becomes a lesson in mindfulness. Imagine yourself swimming. Each stroke, you don't breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4 strokes, and only then you rise to inhale. If you've ever tried that, you know how your heart pounds and your mind starts to panic. But Olympic swimmers, they repeat that rhythm hundreds of times in a single practice. Their goal isn't just to expand lung capacity, it's to teach their mind to stay calm while the body screams for air. A Stanford University study found that after 6 weeks of hypoxic training, the body's tolerance to carbon dioxide increased by 30%, and heart rate under oxygen stress became 25% more stable. In other words, they didn't just learn to breathe better, they learned to master fear itself. When they're not in the pool, they still train. Every day, with just a stopwatch. They take a deep, slow breath and hold it. Some sit in meditation. Others lie still, simply listening to the rhythm of their heartbeat. As the breath lengthens, the body adapts. I once heard a swimmer say, "I don't hold my breath to suffer. I hold it to listen to myself." And that line stayed with me. Because sometimes, in life, we all need those held breath moments. Moments to pause, to observe, to truly feel the life moving within us. There are small devices, they look like tubes, that create resistance when you inhale and exhale. They're called respiratory trainers. They strengthen the diaphragm and respiratory muscles. Researchers discovered that after just 4 weeks of using them, lung capacity could increase by 15 to 20%. But numbers don't capture the real magic. The magic is in the feeling. That moment when you take a deep breath, your chest opens, and you feel alive again. That's not just air filling your lungs, that's energy. That's life itself. Breathing in vitality and breathing out fatigue. One of the hardest exercises Olympic swimmers do is to swim the full length of a pool without taking a single breath. Some say it feels like reaching the edge of life, your mind spinning, your body screaming for oxygen. But they keep going, and each time they do, they come out stronger. The body learns to save oxygen, The heart learns to stay calm. The mind learns not to give up when life gets hard to breathe. And really, isn't that what we all face? When we lose someone, when illness comes, when the weight of life feels too heavy, we too have to breathe through the pain. We too are training, not in the pool, but in life itself. Scientists say breathing is the mirror of the mind. When we worry, our breath becomes short and fast. When we're calm, it slows and deepens. And here's the miracle. By changing how we breathe, we can change how we feel. The Japanese call it ikigai no iki, the breath of life. The ancient Indians called it pranayama, the art of channeling life energy through breath. And Olympic swimmers, these modern athletes, are simply continuing that ancient wisdom. To live powerfully, you must breathe deeply. In 2017, a Harvard study revealed that just 10 minutes of deep breathing a day can reduce the body's stress hormone, cortisol, by more than 30%. So you see, breathing doesn't just heal the body, it heals the soul. What moves me most when watching Olympic athletes isn't the moment they win a medal. It's the moment they rise from the water, take that long, full breath, and smile. That breath is the reward for every second of discipline, patience, and faith. In our lives, the breath is also a reward. Each morning, when we open our eyes and realize we're still breathing, that means we still have a chance. A chance to love, to forgive, to live one more day better than yesterday. You don't need to be an athlete to train your breathing. Every morning, just take a deep breath and thank life for giving you air to inhale. When we learn to breathe slower, we learn to live slower. And when we live slower, we begin to listen to ourselves and to the quiet beauty of the world around us. Now, I'd like to invite you to try something simple. Breathe in for 3 seconds. Hold it for 3 seconds. Then slowly breathe out for 3 seconds. Feel your chest expanding. Feel your heartbeat. Feel life moving through you. One breath, one moment at a time. That's exactly how Olympic swimmers begin. And it's how we, at any age, can begin again. One breath, one small step, one new day. Someone once said, breath is the bridge between body and mind. I believe it's also the bridge between yesterday and tomorrow. When we slow our breath, we don't just live longer, we live deeper. Olympic swimmers train their breath to conquer the water. But we, those who've lived through decades of change, train our breath to conquer time, fear, and ourselves. Let every breath you take be a quiet thank you to life. And perhaps then, you'll realize something beautiful. We don't need medals to become champions of our own lives. If this story touched your heart, please give it a like and share it with someone who might need to hear it today. And don't forget to subscribe so we can keep exploring more beautiful stories where sports, health, and the human spirit meet. Your breath is the most precious thing you have. Cherish it because it is the beginning of everything good.